The ESFJ personality type within the Myers-Briggs is the second most common personality type within the entire population. They compile 13% of the population. Now, 7.5% are men, while 16.9% are female. And when you average those two together, because the total population is obviously made of men and women, that's where you get your 12.3%. Now, remember, these tend to be very warm-hearted and cooperative people, and they really do need harmony in their environment. They are going to work with great determination to establish it, and they love to work with others. They're loyal, and they're actually even loyal in the very small matters. They're going to follow through on just about everything. When we look at their learning style, remember that some key words is that they're cooperative and communicative. They want to be able to talk, they want to share, but they like a cooperative environment. They are not a personality that enjoys competition. They're going to want to be able to address the question of, will this help me in my work with others? They want everything that they do to be advantageous to others, to really help the environment, global society, the economy, people, their family, even their closest friends. It doesn't matter. They want to make a difference in the world. So some wonderful instructional activities that really engage the ESFJ is to make sure that you have an active learning environment. And this goes along with both that extroverted part of their personality as well as the sensing. So the sensing is where we're going to take in the data with all of our senses and pull it in. And the extroverted is where they're going to want to get their energy from other people. When we combine those two, they really need to have a more active environment that is very hands-on. They love aesthetics, making sure that you include a variety of tone, sound, colors, any kind of texture. All these things help. Make sure that they do have frequent breaks, and this isn't just because they need a break from the learning situation, but also so that they have time to really pull away and to work by themselves in order to get some ideas of how they can use the information. Centers are awesome for these learners, as well as a traditional classroom setting. They're going to be a great classroom setting learner, but they do really need a close relationship with their instructor. Now remember, that instructor though needs to have an attitude of harmony, collaboration, and cooperation. They love to have emotion in the classroom. That just helps them learn even more. So be sure that you demonstrate emotion. They're not scared of it. They actually enjoy it, as well as experiential learning. And they love to have feedback. Make sure that you give them good feedback, appropriate feedback, and that you balance the criticism with the positive feedback. As we move on, remember that this is an extroverted personality that is going to enjoy being with other people and groups. And if you can combine a group activity with a hands-on or experiential learning, all the better, because you're going to engage more senses in their learning environment, which is going to help them to really be able to synthesize and pull in the information. They're going to love to be able to see somebody else model information beforehand, but make sure that you do it at a very fast pace, because these are very fast learners. They also like to have objectives and also rubrics. This goes along with that judging part of their personality, because they like to know what's expected of them, because these are planners. So on top of being data oriented and feeling and loving people, they also love to have a plan. Make sure that you give them opportunities to use that physical activity with partnerships. Now when you're doing that feedback, again, we said to be able to balance the criticism with the positive feedback, because they really do prefer positive feedback. They need harmony. It goes along with the feeling part of their personality. So if you really have to give a criticism, make sure that you do it in private and that you balance it with the positives. Try a sandwich approach. I love that you used proper punctuation. However, you missed an important piece in your paper, but you had a great introduction and conclusion. So you're meaning that we have a positive comment, the criticism, and then a negative comment, but we want to make sure that we do get them plenty of positive feedback. The ESFJ is going to need to have at least twice as much positive feedback as any negative feedback. We also want to look that they love that practical application. Again, that goes along with that learner question. Remember what that learner question was? How is this going to help me in my work with others? They want to be able to really make a difference. They love relationships and patterns. So if you can promote them or push them to really be able to grasp or see those kind of relationships and patterns, they get really excited. They love structure and like to know what's expected of them. They are a verbal learner, meaning that they're going to process out loud. So many times you might see that an extroverted learner might be mumbling under their breath, or maybe they're talking to themselves, and that's how they're processing information. Also, try a lot of visuals as well as teamwork for them.